So it's time to talk about the Aquarians and how an Aquarius shows and gives their love to you, and also how to win over and keep an Aquarius. This is about the Aquarian energy itself, and there is so much more to compatibility than just the sun sign. However, that's a good start. But this can apply to an Aquarius sun, an Aquarius rising, an Aquarius moon, or just anyone who happens to have a lot of Aquarius in their chart. Now remember, all signs have their two primary love languages. And luckily, in the case of fixed signs, it's very easy to understand them a little bit more, because the fixed signs, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, all give what they want. They show you how to love them. And so what an Aquarius is going to show you, what their love language is also what they want to get back. And for the Aquarius, it's gift-giving and words of affirmation. Aquarians are extremely sociable energies and signs, and what you want to pay attention to with an Aquarius is that they want to stay in the know, they want to stay in touch, and they want to know how you're doing, how you're feeling about the relationship. Is there anything that they can do for you? Is there anything that needs to change? They want your input because your vote counts, your opinion matters to them a lot. And the last thing you want to do is shut that down. They will also be giving you a lot of their input. They will take your constructive criticism and they will apply it to where they think it's necessary, and they want to be able to have that open door policy with you as well. So words of affirmation are a huge deal to the Aquarian people. Be sure to tell them that you love them and check in with them as often as you can. And believe me, they will make it worth your while. That's because another love language of the Aquarians is gift-giving. Now, Aquarian people have a knack for finding treasure. I don't know what it is, I don't know how it is, but the thing you gotta understand is even though Aquarians have a knack for finding money and making money, they're going to turn around and turn that into a language of love. Aquarian people are all about sharing their wealth and sharing their prosperity, and they want to be able to have that. They like to barter a lot and have an equitable exchange with people. So if an Aquarian decides that they're going to go out and buy you that iPod or that MP3 player that you said you liked once upon a time, that's actually a huge gesture. They probably went out and hunted that thing down. And they're going to want you to, consider them as well. Pay attention. They're watching your shopping list. You should watch theirs. How to turn on or win points with an Aquarius. One of the cool things about Aquarius is they like a lack of convention. They like randomness, but in the Aquarian case, sometimes they like a little bit of risky behavior. Maybe it's time to consider, having some activities that really get the adrenaline pumping for the two of you. However you define risky behavior. Is it bungee jumping? Is it going, is it jumping out of a plane? Whatever you want to do, they like to do exotic and crazy risky things every once in a while, just to keep the spice of life. They bond over that adrenaline, which is really nice. Another thing you want to do with an Aquarius is keep them included. They like inclusiveness. Aquarians are very family-oriented signs. So the sooner we can get them meeting your BFF and your mother and your brother and your sister, the better. They're not going to rush you into it because they don't want to do anything that would risk the relationship, even though they like risky business. You definitely do want to make sure that they feel included in your plans and that you are considering them when you are making your personal plans, alright? Even if you're not going to invite them along, keep them in consideration and let them know, so that way they don't feel like they've gone forgotten, because that's the last thing you want to do. Never forget an Aquarian anything. How to lose an Aquarius. How to lose points with an Aquarius. One of the things, kind of like I said just a second ago, you don't want to forget an Aquarius. Don't forget birthdays, don't forget anniversaries, do not forget, do not forget. If you said you were going to call it 10, it's okay. They're not going to freak out if you call it 10:30. But if you don't call it 10:30 or 11 or 12, you have got an angry Aquarius on your hand. One of the other things Aquarians really don't like is when there are too many boundaries in too many areas of life. They like to be able to kind of have that fluidity. The thing is, in Aquarius, when they get really comfortable, yeah, you do get to borrow their car. You do get the keys to their house. So they don't want a partner who's not going to respond in kind. If you are the type of person who is going to kind of regiment, how you're going to include your Aquarius, and you're not going to give them a whole lot of time, or, they don't get to see or explore or even learn about certain aspects of your life, because that's just kind of, well, that's there and that's here, you are really going to be losing points with your Aquarius. So even if you don't feel like merging them together in a literal sense, it's definitely a good idea to at least keep the Aquarius included in the understandings of what's going on. They want to know where you go when you're gone. So that is a little bit of insight on how to understand the way an Aquarius loves and how to love an Aquarius. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to get a compatibility reading, or you would just like a general consultation, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.